Hello, everyone. This is a presentation by Aisha Adamu for the Language Friendly School Conference. The presentation is an overview of our initiative on implementing language friendly schools in Nigeria. This initiative is actually championed by the Innovative Support Trust Foundation. The Innovative Support Trust Foundation is a local NGO in Nigeria working on improving the socio-economic status of marginalized women and children in Nigeria. We are partnering with the Language Friendly School and Rutu Foundation, which are both in Netherlands. All right, the initiative is planned to be implemented in northern Nigeria, where we believe that this region will benefit most from this program. Looking at the map, the northern region is highlighted, and it is quite obvious that northern Nigeria has the largest population and land mass in the country. It is painted in green, like you can see. This is northern Nigeria. Okay, I'll proceed to give a brief overview of northern Nigeria. Northern Nigeria has 36 states, and northern Nigeria constitutes of 19 of these 36 states in Nigeria. It is a predominantly Muslim region with over 40 ethnic groups located domiciled in northern Nigeria. The ethnic groups also have different languages that they speak. So for example, one ethnic group may have different dialects. There are different dialects. We have 40 ethnic groups and of course, almost 100 dialects spoken in northern Nigeria. The north also has a population of about 100 million out of 200 million total population. The World Bank estimates that as at 2020, Nigeria has a population of 201 million. So out of 201 million, 100 million people reside in northern Nigeria. Sadly, also, the North has recorded the highest number of civil unrest. We have terrorist groups like Boko Haram. Boko Haram is a group that is fighting the acquisition of Western education. Boko Haram literally means that Western education is a sin. So these terrorist groups, they go to schools and kill children or abduct children that are in public schools or even private schools. They are averse, they do not support acquisition of Western education. We have banditry, we have kidnapping as well that is prevalent in northern Nigeria. Also, it's estimated that about 48% of the girl child in northern Nigeria, of girls in northern Nigeria, get married before they turn 15 years old. So the northern region also has the highest number of child brides in the country. So you may ask, after painting this very sad picture, why are we focusing on northern Nigeria? We believe first and foremost that education is key to improving socioeconomic status of people. So when you are educated, you are bound, you have better chances of improving your social and economic status. We're focusing on northern Nigeria because northern Nigeria first, it's the least literate region in Nigeria. It is estimated that about 41.9% of the total population in Northeast are literate. Out of the in Northeast, there is a literacy level of 41.9%, and this is a very depressing comparison when you compare to the Southeast region, which has about 95.4% literacy level in that region. Also, the UNICEF in 2021 year, UNICEF estimated that there are about 10 million children out of school in Nigeria. And out of these 10 million children, over 60% of them are found in northern Nigeria. So the region also has the highest number of out-of-school children. We have the Almajiranchi system. The Almajiranchi system is actually a system of Arabic education because while Western education came into Nigeria through the southern part of Nigeria, the Islamic education came into Nigeria through the northern part. And so there's a strong presence of Islamic schools in northern Nigeria. However, these Islamic schools have not incorporated Western education into them. So a lot of children actually just attend Islamic education, Islamic schools, neglecting Western education. Also, the North has a very high number of illiterate people, illiterate in the sense of low English level literacy. So this actually discourages parents from even taking their children to school because they are already marginalized when it comes to the language of instruction. Many children cannot speak English or are not fluent in the English language. Thus, they cannot fully assimilate what is being taught since there is a problem with the language of instruction. So we believe that these are some of the problems that we have identified, and that's why we want to start this initiative in northern Nigeria. So why do we think, okay, we have identified some problems in the previous slides. Why do we think that implementing language-friendly schools will solve these challenges that I have itemized in the previous slides? First of all, we know that our education sector in Nigeria generally has been besieged by numerous problems. However, our intervention chooses to tackle the issue of the social challenges that face Western education. And these social challenges include language barrier. We also want to incorporate mother tongue instruction because we believe that when we incorporate mother tongue instruction in schools, it will improve not only enrollment rates, but also completion rates of children in primary schools. Our position is further consolidated by research that has been carried out by renowned scholars and researchers. I have just taken a bit of research that we have found that shows that implementing language-friendly schools can boost education levels in northern Nigeria. For example, the language-friendly schools have said that by allowing students home language in schools, students get the chance to strengthen their cognitive and social skills. And also a Nigerian respected scholar has said that even though the Nigerian national policy on education has said that we should incorporate mother tongue as a medium of instruction in lower primary schools, but several research has also shown that mother tongue instruction is the most appropriate language to be used in teaching pupils of lower primary schools. UNESCO also is a strong advocate of mother tongue or first language as a language of formal education in early childhood and foundation education. So actually, Nigeria has said, the Nigerian policy on education has stated that children in lower primary, that is from early years to primary 3, should be taught in mother tongue education. So we are actually trying to consolidate on these policies. So what exactly are we proposing? We have our theory of change. Our theory of change believes in, we believe it highlights that we believe that language is the key to communication and understanding in classrooms. Regardless of what teaching methodology any teacher is going to use, probably you are using the student-centered teaching methodology or otherwise, once the child cannot comprehend what you're saying, the language you're speaking is not something that the child is versatile in, then there's a break in communication, and thus we believe that effective learning cannot take place once there is a challenge with understanding the language of instruction. And what is our problem statement? Our problem statement is once again saying that even though Nigeria's national policy on education has said that children in preschool and lower primary classes should be taught in their mother tongue or the local language where they live, most children are taught in the English language across the country. We carried out a research just to confirm that the Nigerian national education policy is actually effective and it's in place. Sadly, when we went to a number of primary schools, public primary schools, we found out that teachers were still teaching pupils in English language. And if they were not teaching in English language, they were teaching in only probably incorporating one language. And when you go to schools in public schools in Nigeria, it's very, very visible that you would see students in a class from like three different languages with three different mother tongues. So how does this really work? How do the teachers incorporate this kind of mother tongue instruction that can serve students, all students in their classrooms? We intend to partner with state governments, school leadership, teachers, parents, and community leaders to ensure that mother tongue instruction is strengthened in public primary schools. And then our intervention will start with needs assessment to develop a context-specific roadmap for schools. Like I said, that in one school, you might find that there are students that speak three different languages, while in another school, there are students, most of the students or all of the students only speak one language, depending on the size of the school, depending on the nature of the environment of the school. Some communities actually, you find that it's just one language that they all speak, while in other communities it's more heterogeneous. So we need to understand the context of each school that we want to implement language friendly, want to enroll onto the language friendly school initiative. Then after we have done that, we'll go ahead to advocate, we'll strengthen mother tongue instruction, we'll train teachers, then we'll sign them up as language friendly schools. We'll definitely follow up with monitoring and mentoring for teachers. And by the time we implement our initiative, our anticipated outcome is that there should be improved at improved levels of learning outcomes. There should be reduction of absenteeism and out of school children. There should be better synergy between different stakeholders. That is the school, parents, and also students. Our program is divided, it has 6 components that will all gradually build up to enhancing mother tongue instruction in public schools. We will also support, through our initiative, we will support the efforts of the federal and state government, since already Nigeria has an education policy that stipulates that children should be taught in their mother tongue. So we're going to build on that. This is initiative is the first phase. By doing this first phase, we hope to look back and then gather some lessons learned and consolidate on our wins and then scale up to other localities or communities. So how do we intend to go about effectively implementing our initiative in Northern Nigeria? We'll begin with our baseline studies. We believe that whatever initiative you are going to implement, it has to be evidence-based. From our research and from also our experience, we have seen that there has been a lot of funding and initiatives and programs that have been implemented in Nigeria by donor agencies, by development partners. However, these programs are not sustainable and they end as soon as the project is over. We hope that our program will not only be outlive its duration, we hope that it will also be scaled up to other schools that we are not directly involved with. So that's why we want to develop evidence-based programs that will, yes, want our initiative to be evidence-based. We'll start with the DEX review. DEX review, under this component, we hope to critically examine the different policy documents because each state has, apart from the federal government policy document, each state has its own policy document. So the states we are targeting, we are going to review their policy documents, we'll review academic papers, and we'll also look at performance of students in selected states. After the DEX review, we will have a clear understanding of the peculiar nature of each school or community we have highlighted. Then we'll zero in on the states with the highest number of out-of-school children and governments that have shown a commitment to tackle education. One thing is that it's very important to get government buy-in when you are implementing this kind of initiatives, because this is the only way you can, one, implement programs at a reduced cost, because government has some structures, and also it will give you an opportunity to scale up because there's the willpower by the government. So after the next review, we'll gather our data, we'll analyze our data, and zero in on the states that we feel have very high levels of out of school children, low learning outcomes have been recorded, and also there's a body language, so to speak, by the government to partner with our initiative, our organization. We'll carry out data collection through a mixed method approach, we hope to utilize both qualitative and quantitative. So when we're doing our data collection, apart from just reviewing documents, we're also going to look at content, that is the quantitative, analyze the students' results and all that. Would conduct interviews with stakeholders, with parents, with community leaders, and even with students. What exactly do you want? How do you want to go about implementing language schools? Would it help? Do you think it's a barrier for attaining success in your education career, in your education and all that? After we gather our data and we analyze the data, we rank the schools in order of perceived commitments and needs, and then we would now develop a context-specific roadmap for each school. Advocacy is key to whatever initiative, because like I mentioned, getting the buy-in of stakeholders is critical in not only sustaining, but also scaling up. So one key success to program implementation is that we need to get the buy-in. And by this, we're going to start with having meetings and government engagements with the stakeholders. We have highlighted the different stakeholders that will play a key role in the success of our initiative. The Universal Basic Education Commission is in charge of primary school education in Nigeria. We have the local government education authority. They also monitor and enforce certain rules or education rules. We need parents and teachers to come on board so that parents can support. There have been some programs that were implemented some time back, and parents did not actually get support the programs, and it did not succeed. So we need to get the buy-in of all stakeholders. No stakeholder should be left behind. How do we go about strengthening mother tongue education? Even though, like I keep saying, that there has been the national policy of education has stipulated that children in lower primaries should be taught in mother tongue, the policy isn't effective. So we need to go ahead and strengthen it. How do we want to strengthen it? We have to, first of all, collaborate with the UBEC, who I mentioned earlier on. There is the body in charge, responsible for basic education in Nigeria. We have to build the competence of teachers, develop instructional materials in dialects of the school, so that teachers can also know how to. Some teachers have actually complained of being overwhelmed by implementing mother tongue instruction. How do they go about it? So if it means that the teachers need substitute teachers, we'll recommend that. We'll ensure that teachers have substitute teachers that can also help out. Schools' class sizes are too big. We will make recommendations on having sizable numbers of classrooms, sizable number of pupils in the class, so teachers are not overwhelmed and can actually implement mother tongue instruction effectively. We'll integrate local dialect into the classroom. We'll allow children and teachers to design different instructional materials, and everybody is carried along, really. It is very important to develop the competence of teachers. So apart from teaching them how to effectively deliver lessons using mother tongue instruction, also there is need for teachers to build competence in even teaching methodology. Most teachers in public schools in Nigeria do not deliver lessons in a student-centered manner. Mother tongue education is student-focused, and that is why we will train teachers on both mother tongue instruction and classroom pedagogy. They need to be versatile, they need to be adaptive and all that. Most of the time it's just chalk and talk. So we want to train them on other effective student-centered teaching methodology. So finally, after we have taught teachers, we have done the advocacy with our evidence-based approach, we will now go ahead to sign up schools, yay, as language-friendly schools in Nigeria. We would sign them up with the language-friendly schools so that they can be a network, they can be part of a network that will not only serve as, that would also be like a mentoring platform for them, exchanging ideas and learning from other schools that have implemented mother tongue language friendly schools that are implementing language friendly schools. So definitely whatever we do, we need to measure. We have itemized 3 parameters which we would use to monitor and measure our initiative. First of all, before we start, we're going to do baseline assessment. With that, we will get students' records, their performance, even measure teachers' competence on language-friendly technique and constructivist teaching approach. We'll assess them. After our training, intervention, and implementing of language-friendly schools, we'll also assess teachers to see how they have effectively delivered their mother tongue instruction in classrooms. We'll do a content analysis on student scores. Then we'll also review enrollment and retention rates. These 3 indices will actually show us if our initiative is effective. If it's not effective, we'll be able to dig deeper to see where have we not covered properly, and then record our lessons learned and improve going forward. We are focusing our initiative should be implemented in early years and lower primary classrooms, because that's what the Nigerian policy on education stipulates. Once you're in primary 4, it is not allowed to teach you in any other language apart from our lingua franca, which is English. So we will build on that. We'll start with early years and lower primary, and we're only focusing on public schools, because it's in public schools that you find children that are struggling to understand English language mostly. Then we'll look at local governments with areas with low learning levels, so that we hope that our intervention will improve learning levels for students. And definitely we need locations that have high buy-in and commitments from the government. Otherwise, the program will die off as soon as we round off. We want the government to own the program after our initiative. So that is basically the presentation from Aisha Adamu. We are excited and looking forward to starting our initiative in Nigeria, and we are very optimistic that it will improve learning outcomes, enrollment, and completion rates of students in Northern Nigeria. Thank you for your time.